You're listening to The Burning Truth. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dudes and dudettes. I am Matt Burns, and you may have actually noticed that it's just myself this week. Yes, this episode is going out later than what we originally scheduled on our social media, and you will also notice that we're not doing it live. And of course, last but not least, there's no John Ballor on this episode. Unfortunately, the reason being we are having massive technical difficulties due to weather conditions, and it's been, with John Ballor and myself being in different locations and signal dropping in and out. The second we attempt to go live, it would be very much distorted. Instead, we've decided to do this as I've decided to do this as an sort of offline, sort of pre-recorded, due to the internet not affecting this episode by me doing the way I am doing it. Also, just to state, we do apologise for the inconvenience that, yes, we have had multiple episodes so far be postponed till the Monday. Yes, this is going to be a Monday night special episode, of course, but at the same time, we are making this a shorter episode as well, due to the nature of what's been going on as such. So what's just going to be covered tonight, on this episode, is only going to be the predictions for NXT Takeover Portland, which will be taking place on February 16th, 2020, Portland, Oregon, the Moda Center, which will be absolutely brilliant, which you can actually watch that on the WWE Network, which is just for $9.99. That amazing price. Yes, I will be going through these very quickly. I do apologise for the speed that we do return. As for the reason behind them, I'll try briefly explain the reasons behind our picks. On top of that, we won't be discussing the fallout from WWE Finest Hour. Due to Ballor not being on this episode, we'll be saving that for next week. And some of the topics we originally were going to be covering will be next week as well. So most likely next week we'll be covering UK WWE Finest Hour fallouts and the NXT Takeover Portland fallout, and so much more. Right, let's get down to NXT Takeover Portland and the predictions. First, this is in no special order as such, just to make out. We've put this out in random order, possibly in the order that we think it might be done in, but not, but that's not the order that we've got in front of us. But then again, that order could change at any time. And as always, cards subject to change, of course, as well. Right, first match that we are going to be predicting will be the tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championship, which will be pitting the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, the champs, versus the Broserweights, which is none other than Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne. Both myself and JB have gone for the Broserweights, because we feel as though Undisputed have been quite dominant recently, and it's time for a change. A time for reflection, a time for, who knows, new stuff. Who knows, it could even involve a certain Velveteen Dream being involved, or that could be possibly for later on as well. But either way, we both feel that the Broserweights will be taking the NXT Tag Team Championship. Straight after that, we think there will be the singles match for the NXT Women's Championship, which will be pitting Rhea Ripley, the champion, versus the EST of NXT, Bianca Belair, which will be an absolute amazing match, no doubt. Both of us feel as though this will be a very back and forth. Both of us have picked Rhea Ripley. However, Blore did actually state he feels as though it might be a clean victory. It might be Charlotte might turn up at this event and possibly try to hit Rhea Ripley as such. But regardless of it, really will be leaving the NXT Women's Champion. Moving on next, we are moving on to the street fight between Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox. Now, this will get a bit difference between each other. JB's gone for Tegan Nox. I've gone for Dakota Kai. Now, the reason why JB's probably picked Tegan Nox is because Kai's been quite dominant over Tegan Nox, been quite vicious, attacking injury after injury after injury. Now, for myself, I feel as though Kai's going to get the win because she's not had a serious, massive push. As much as, yes, she has been attacking Tegan Nox. At the same time, yes, Nox has actually had some legitimate injuries and potentially could, the company be cautious of wanting to push her any further, wanting to push Kai instead. So I've gone for Kai and JB's gone for Nox. Next match that we have gone for is a singles match which pits Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano. Now, once again, both of us have gone for different picks. JB's gone for Finn Balor and I've gone for Johnny Gargano. Now, the reason being JB's picked Balor is he feels as though he's going to be next in line for the NXT Championship. Myself, I feel that Johnny Gargano is going to be the victor and be hunting for the NXT Championship, which could bring us back to an old story, but we'll get onto that later. But either way, we've both got a pick because we feel as though it could go either way in this match. This for me, that match could be the match of the night. Possibly, second match of the night. I'd say not the number one pick. I'll say second, because there's only one that will be number one, and that'll be the match that we discuss next. But it will be a stellar match. Next match that we're going to be predicting is a singles match for the NXT North American Championship, which this match I think will be the number one match of the night, just pitting Keith Lee, the champion, versus Dominik Dijakovic. These pair have been having absolutely stellar matches. I'm actually sort of wondering, they've been doing the amazing matches on NXT shows. What are they going to be doing at a Takeover? How much more can they overtake the boundaries as such? We'll have to wait and see. However, both of us expect Keith Lee to be leaving with the NXT North American Championship. However, both of us are predicting different outcomes. I believe that Keith Lee is going to be walking out with the victory. However, currently in no contest with Keith Lee retaining due to, the match being thrown out, possibly due to multiple interferences from many of the roster, which will be very, very interesting. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. However, the main event, which is what we think will be the main event, will be this singles match for the NXT Championship. Adam Cole, baby! The champion versus Tommaso Ciampa, Goldie's daddy. Basically, he's coming back for his championship. Now, this is where both of us agree on this one. We both feel that there is going to be a new NXT champion in Tommaso Ciampa, and that Goldie will be returning home. And the reason, another for that, because they've been done enough. It's time for a change. The winds of change to come in. It's time for a change. Now, we need for that to be a complete change to happen. Adam Cole needs to drop the championship, which I feel will happen, which will then instantly lead into the next feud for Tommaso Ciampa after Adam Cole, which will either be Finn Balor or Johnny Gargano. Now, my esteemed colleague believes it'll be Finn Balor, to create that, that usual bad guy vibe because Tommaso Ciampa is being cheered. Yes, I agree with you. That will be the case. For me, I feel as though that's not going to be the case. Gargano's going to get the win, and he's going to be hunting for the NXT Championship, which is going to flare up an old feud, which will be Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, because we never ever got that big one at WrestleMania due to Tommaso Ciampa being injured. Now, for me, I feel that Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa will be the WrestleMania. Will be for WrestleMania. McCauley believes it will be Finn Balor. Either way, regardless of who knows, it could even be a triple threat. Who knows? Regardless of it, it will be an epic feud for after this event. But that is the. With all that being said, I'll run down the predictions once more. Quickly, both of us gone for Broserweight. Both of us gone for Rhea Ripley. McCullough's gone for Tegan Knox. I've gone for Dakota Kai. McCullough's gone for Finn Balor. I've gone for Johnny Gargano. I've gone for Keith Lee. McCullough's gone for no contest, but with Keith Lee retaining due to the match being thrown out. And both of us have gone for Tommaso Ciampa. And that is the predictions for NXT TakeOver Portland. Now, yes, I will state this is a shorter episode than normal. I will now just declaring that next week's topics will be covered. Some of the topics that we will be covering will be the UKWA Finest Hour Fallout, the NXT TakeOver Portland Fallout, and much, much more. So with that, I'm now going to be running down the plugs, which I recommend you all check out. UKWA, also known as UK Wrestling Alliance. We also recommend you check out photography businesses like Tony Knox, Jessica Servo Photography, K-Swift Photography. Absolutely amazing work. If you're wanting to learn how to wrestle, I recommend Manchester Pro Wrestling Academy Pro Wrestling, of course. But with Manchester Pro Wrestling Academy, beginner classes are on Monday, £10 per class, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. And I believe Academy Pro Wrestling has their weekly scheduled training on a Friday night. If you are looking for further details, check out on their social medias. Of course, absolutely highly recommend it. I would highly recommend you check out JFX3D. They do absolutely amazing custom work. I know, I know, because a little bit of a spoiler, we debuted a new belt at UKWA, the UKWA Championship, and I've got to say, JFX3D did an absolute amazing work, amazing value price, and I can honestly say I am 100% happy. I was like a kid. I was like a kid in a candy shop, being told you got free reign when that was being made, and when it was delivered to me. Genuinely could not be more happy and proud. We also recommend you check out charities like Mind, Changes for Health and Wellbeing, Changes Recovery Radio, Messy for Mind, Donna Louise, all great charities. Highly recommend. And another charity I'm just about to throw out a bit of a shout out to. I'm just double checking details, which will be none other than the Cancer Research UK as well. Please check out their websites. The information that could prove massively useful for yourselves and for anybody that you might know. The information could prove useful. You never know. On top of that, we also recommend you check out the lighter side of wrestling by checking out Botchamania. You're welcome, Matthew. And Wrestle Crap, you're welcome, RD Reynolds. And of course, OSW Review, you're welcome, OSW Review guys. And of course, we recommend you check out Paul All Pass Radio, which is hosted by none other than Magic Mark Adams, and I believe he's been doing some after dark episodes as well as such, which is interesting. But do check him out; absolutely entertaining. We also recommend you check out follow podcasts and broadcasts, which will be like We the Independent, Neil Seymour, David Starr, Sugar Dunkerton, and some of the interviews that they've got. Train Pop Culture, highly recommend, which is on Podbean. We also recommend you check out Think Wrestling, hosted by none other than Tom Baker, which he even has a interview series, which is none other than Talk Wrestling series, which we recommend highly. We also recommend you check out Fabulini, by going to the website www.fabulini.co.uk, where it's party time all the time, where they do party packages, soft play, bouncy castle, magic shows, mini disco, face painting and glitter art, stilt walking, balloon modelling, balloon decorating, fire and illusion show, and they are all a part of Equity as well. Highly recommend them. We also, of course, recommend you check out Kayfabe Music UK, where, yes, I've had custom-made music made for myself for Entrance Music. Of course, you should know by now that the main theme music for The Burning Truth was done by them, which you will most likely have heard at the start of every of the recent episodes, and you'll most likely be hearing it at the end of this episode as well. We also recommend you check out Turnbuckle TV, and why is that? £3.99 for 30 plus, and I believe it might even be soon to be 40 plus soon. Wrestling companies on there, but at the moment I'm going to say 30 plus companies for now on there for what? £3.99, basically £1 a week, and on top of that, yeah, you're saying that £1 a week? That's amazing. On top of that, they're actually giving away a free week as well. On top of that, just to give you a small taster of what's there. Generally, if you are interested in signing up, for myself, I'd recommend you check out by going through the following link, which is www.turnbuckletv.com/UKWA. But if you're wanting to support any of the companies that are on there, literally go onto there, sign up via through the company, and more than likely the funds that go towards your account part of it will be going towards the company and helping fund future shows and future events, which will actually help the company grow as well. So you will be helping your local wrestling as well. We, of course, also recommend you check out all your wrestling shows, just for some case of examples: United Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Fuse, Slam Wrestling, Academy Pro Wrestling, Future Championship Wrestling, Fusion Pro Wrestling, the Barracks Wrestling, and many more. And of course, if you're not sure if you've got any local wrestling around you, we highly recommend you use a mobile app, none other than Babyface Wrestling UK, where you can basically follow wrestlers, follow companies. Please, if you want to, share the love for myself and UKWA, I'd massively appreciate that. If you gave myself a follow, as I am still an active wrestler, and of course, if you wanting to provide additional support, please follow me on there, and also, of course, follow UKWA on there as well. We would also massively appreciate if you were able to check out the Burning Truth website, which is none other than www.theburningtruthuk.com, where, as we've already stated, we recommend you check, where you can listen to us live, past broadcast interviews, show reviews, merchandise, blogs. Well, when the blog will be coming around when we get round to it, if we can, where you can contact us, an alternative place to contact us, links page. Well, let me just state, all links on there, we cannot be held responsible, as we do not have control over external websites. We, of course, recommend check out our social media, which we are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And wherever you go on there, please literally like any give us a like, give us a subscribe as such, and put share out any content that you find interesting, and in touch with yourselves as well, because we don't want this to just be one-sided conversation. Basically, we don't want this to just be us telling you what you do what we, you listen to what we say. It shouldn't be that. It needs to be a conversation. We would massively appreciate it if it's made into a conversation. And we, of course, have past episodes on Spotify. That is going to be a wrap-up for this week. So with that, thank you very much for listening in to myself. I will hopefully we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming, which is back on Sunday, which I will hopefully we will be back on with with it back to normal as such, being on at 9 GMT time, 9 p.m. I believe 9 in the afternoon. That's better. Not in 9 afternoon, evening as such. But I would like to state, please stay well and stay safe. And when we say stay well and stay safe, we don't just mean physically, we also mean mentally as well, because your mental health is just as important as your physical well-being. And always know this: it is okay to be not okay. There is no issue with that. If you feel that you have a problem, don't be afraid to ask out for help, because asking for help is no sign of weakness either. It's not a weakness at all. And who knows, when you're asking for help, you could end up finding out that you are actually more loved than you could even realize. And as we state this, it is okay to not be okay. Our social media and emails, as myself and John Blow, are always open if you're needing someone to just listen. And of course, if you feel that you need to have help, please do seek it. And I'm sure that you will find out that help is always there for you. But other than that, please stay well, stay your amazing selves, and hopefully we will catch you next week, next Sunday. But until then, please stay well, stay safe, and as always, please check out your local wrestling. Until then, I will catch you later. Bye for now.